Hey, Carl.
Hey, what's up?
Where'd my headphones go? Hey, Carl.
Hey, what's up?
Yep, see, we're testing all this shit. Cool. So, everybody watching live on Rumble, can you hear us?
I can hear us.
Well, that's good. I don't care either way. Are you ready for an episode of The Creep Off, Carl?
I am prepared for an episode of The Creep Off, Vinnie Paulino.
Well then, let it commence!
Hey everyone, Tucker Dixon here, fresh off vacation for your weekly recap. Last week we went to the birthplace of all Irish people, Idaho. The fans had a really hard choice between Carl's creep, who was a rapist, murderer, kidnapper, etc., and Vinnie's creep, who I guess he overcooked a hot dog or something. Now my Idaho creep would have been Aaron Paul, because there's nobody else famous from Idaho for me to make a joke about. Yup, the backup guy from Breaking Bad is the only famous person from Idaho. Since you never call me back, Carl, you can go to tinyurl.com/boomercarl to see how you can make yourself a hamburger. I hope that helps with your consequences. Anyways, that's all I got for this week. Tucker, out.
Attention parents, what you're about to see is not suitable for kids. Shoot, it's not even suitable for some grown-ups. You might want to walk away now if you ain't into these type of things.
I'm going to give the people what they want. Sensation, horror, shock.
I'm going to deliver the goods because I'm alive and I'm not backing down.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
The winds of shit are in the air.
Disgusting, vomit-inducing thing.
Hola, creepos. Welcome to another edition of your favorite true crime podcast, the show about creeps, by creeps, for creeps. I am your host. I am
The Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour.
The people's champion.
And joining me in the studio, he's a real piece of shit. It's Carl.
Hey, what's happening, Vinny? I love that every episode you start by playing that drop and you always forget to have it ready to go. Every time. I'm your host, Vinny, and then you're like, oh shit, that's right, I gotta do a thing now. Can you like put a sticky note on your monitor or something?
No, I will not, and you could go fuck yourself.
Every fucking time with you. And I see that little panic in your eyes.
It
You're like,
wasn't
oh,
a
shit.
panic.
Oh,
I
shit,
knew
that's
right where it was.
I gotta do this thing.
I just have a lot of windows open, Carl. Leave me the fuck alone.
Never.
It's goddamn seamless in the podcast.
Never
No one knows.
Leave you alone. What was that URL that Tucker Dixon gave us?
It was www.carlsucksoffchildren.fuckhimself.
Wow, I didn't know that dot fuck himself was an extension. All right.
It is now.
Good.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am not happy. I am very upset. I'm in this real sour mood. I was trying to be in a good fucking mood to do the show with you.
Yeah.
And then you got to call me out on the goddamn window being open. Here's the results from last week, everybody. Here they fucking are.
Yeah,
There
baby.
they are.
76% of the votes going to Carl. Woohoo! Yeah! Wow.
You're at 4.
4-0 this round. Just as the great Tucker Dixon predicted.
God, I'm so I am none too pleased at this.
This is going very well.
I will say, though, I thought about who your creep was last week. I agree. He's pretty creepy. I still think the guy who ate a 70-year-old man's penis is creepier than the guy who made a brother and sister fuck. That shit's on Pornhub right now.
Why you waste your energy arguing last week's debate makes no sense
Because
to me.
it just
gotta let it go, buddy.
still blows my mind.
Time to move on. You gotta live in the present.
All right.
Live for today, my friend.
Well, I have to fight for my fucking life today.
Game point today, baby. Game point. All the Cuzzaroos. Let's make sure we vote this week. Thecreepoff.com, where you can vote.
True believers, I need you, baby. Let's rally this week.
Excelsior.
True believers.
Cuzzaroo.
Don't put your drop over my drop. Don't put your drop over my drop.
I'll drop on your drop anytime I want, baby.
Oh, I'll fucking kill you.
All right, Vinny, what are we doing this week?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you had a vote, and you picked creepiest carny. Carnies, baby.
Carnies?
Kazarnies. We're going to speak their creepy languages.
Carnies are usually good people, though. How are we going to find a creepy carny?
No, they are America's version of gypsies, Carl.
They sure are.
Tramps and thieves, son. But
all right.
I don't have anything in particular against carnies. I assumed that when we were given this category that it was kind of like an easy one, so I threw it in the tweets hoping that we would get it, because I'm like, oh, there's fucking got to be a million of these freaks running around.
Sure.
But I learned something.
They don't get caught very often, do they?
They're bouncing from town to fucking
They really
town.
are, yeah.
Just spreading their seed, fucking raping, pillaging, and stealing.
Yeah, not as many cases as I would have thought. It actually took me quite a while to find a creepy carny.
Yeah, they're just going from town to town, embarrassing fat guys while they're on a date in high school at the Webster Carnival.
What was your boyfriend's name? That was your gay joke.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't dignify it.
Do you like that?
Yeah, it was a great joke, Carl.
All right, you ready to get this thing started?
Yeah, but I just want to say, before you do,
Okay.
they don't get caught because they're bouncing town to fucking town. So look out.
Yeah. There might be a carny in your town right now. Go outside. Look. Find him.
If there are, you better chase them out. You better chase. I suggest to everyone
Get out your torches.
Get your torches, your pitchforks, and get those carnies out of your town before it's too late. And any male nurses, chase them out too.
All right, let's get this thing started.
Go ahead.
I bring to you now. When you think about the creepiest carnies, where do they usually work in the carnival? They're not working on the Gravitron.
They're
right?
usually the geeks, right?
They're working in the children's area where all the real slow-moving rides for toddlers are. That's where the creeps are. Those are the people who sign up for that gig. I have questions for those people. I have a lot of questions for those folks. So my creep happens to be working at a ride called the Speedway Ride.
Zoom, zoom.
Which is a little car ride for toddlers. This is a gentleman named Roberto Salomon Garcia. And why don't I start off with this news report?
What did RSG ever do to you?
The Thomas Carnival worker who allegedly assaulted 2 women in July is back in Cascade County Court. Roberto Salomon Garcia has been charged with 2 felony and 2 misdemeanor counts of sexual assault. Garcia pleaded not guilty to the 2 misdemeanor counts on August 3rd. Court documents filed on August 10th say Garcia sexually assaulted a total of 4 women between July 30th and August 1st. 2 were under the age of 14. In all 4 cases, the females allege that Garcia deliberately touched them as he was checking their seatbelts on the Speedway ride.
That's some weekend, huh?
I was going to say from July 30th through August
1st.
What a run.
That's a guy who looks forward to Fridays. I can tell you that, man.
I think they work fast at the Speedway, Carl.
So this guy's got this awesome idea, right? He puts both parents and children into this ride that you do not need to have a seatbelt on for. There's no way you can fall out of it. It's not dangerous in any. There's no reason that it even has seatbelts. This has seatbelts, though. This guy puts the seatbelt on these people and touches their vagina while he does it.
Here, let me put that on. Let me put that in. On.
Oh, I'm so clumsy. Oh, my gosh. Whoops.
I just slipped 2 fingers in accidentally.
Oh,
ma'am.
Good thing I spit on my hand before I did that, huh?
He's licking his fingers.
Yep. Let me get that seatbelt for you. Well,
like he's about to turn the page in a book before he puts the seatbelt on.
The problem, Vinny, is he picked the wrong person's vagina to touch.
Oh, no.
You can get away with it. Look, and if there's children in there, what are they going to say? They don't even know what the fuck's going on. They don't care. But there are people who do care about that sort of thing. For example, police officers who happen to work for the SVU. There was a woman, Katie Cunningham, was a detective for the Special Victims Unit.
Katie Cunningham with a cop?
Yep.
We had been there for a bit. We had been on a bunch of rides, spending most of our time in the kiddie area.
Cunningham says she had been seatbelting herself and her children on the rides, but she says this ride was different.
I found it odd when I saw the guy starting to check seatbelts because nobody had done that up to this point.
Cunningham says the employee checked her seatbelt and then groped her between the legs.
Most people would think it would be like this, like major incident that everybody would notice and would be super obvious to everybody, and it's not.
Cunningham knows the signs of sexual assault because of her work as a detective with the Great Falls Police Department.
Well, yeah, and also because she has a vagina. She knows what sexual assault is.
We're going to believe the female cop on this, Carl?
I love that that's why
the
she
female
knew.
cop is uptight and upset at a good employee who's making sure that everyone is strapped in safely, Carl. Come on, buddy.
Listen, I think this guy's going above and beyond, to be honest with you, because she even said no one was checking seatbelts on any other rides, but this guy is going in there and checking those seatbelts.
Well, I'm glad we agree. Your guy is not a creep.
He's the
Moving
best.
on.
Well, unfortunately for Roberto, a jury did convict him in a 3-day trial and 3 hours of deliberation. He was given the maximum sentence of 17 years in prison for touching girls' cooters. That is my creepiest Carney, a man who touches both young children and adult women's vaginas.
This is
while
not a
checking their
creep.
seatbelts.
This is who you brought on Game Point?
Dude, that's the definition of a creep.
My guy's a real creep, Carl.
All right, let's see what you
My
got.
guy's a fucking psycho, dude.
Oh, yeah? Is it worse than touching vaginas that don't want to be touched? Is it worse than that, Vinny?
There's nothing worse than that, I've learned. There is not. You don't touch people's vaginas that don't want their vaginas touched.
Yep, this is true. And you know how you find that out? The hard way.
Unfortunately. You know what I think?
What do you think?
I think if you try to touch, if you're thinking about touching a woman's vagina without permission, don't do it.
I denounce it.
That's it. That's what I think. So my creep's a psycho. He's a self-proclaimed serial killer, Carl.
Okay. Self-proclaimed serial killer.
Yeah, he's also a pussy killer, Carl.
It's kind of like how Stuttering John's a self-proclaimed millionaire.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, I don't really trust you when you say it, but if somebody else were to say it.
I want to show you a picture of my guy. He's 23 years old at the time of the incidents here. This is him.
Oh.
He is a young man who's definitely on the road to Carneytown.
So for people who aren't watching, can I just say what the shirt is that he's
Please
wearing?
do.
It's got Stewie Griffin and it says, "I brought the awesome. What did you bring?"
Yep.
And I just want to go out on a limb and say that this has not been sanctioned by Seth MacFarlane or anyone at Fox, because
we're broadcasting live
so
today
lame.
on Rumble, and we will not get in trouble for that.
Oh yeah, we can do whatever we want on Rumble.
Yeah,
right?
fuck that.
Oh, let's
everybody
play
else.
music. Can we play music on Rumble?
Dead giveaway. That tattoo's a dead giveaway. This kid's a carny, Carl.
Yeah, he is.
He's a fucking carny. Like, the tattoo he has is like 2 6-shooters that say freedom isn't free.
Mm-hmm.
And I should also add in that picture with the Family Guy t-shirt, he has a rifle over his shoulder.
Yes, he seems to like guns.
He likes guns a lot, from what I can tell. Now, he pled guilty to fatally shooting 3 women. He confessed to doing this in an 18-day span in 2019.
He's
Carl.
a little too proud of himself, if you ask me.
We'll get there. But he worked for he was a subcontractor to a company called the James H. Drew Exposition. It's a carnival that travels up and down the East Coast. He ran the pony ride, Carl.
The pony ride.
He ran the pony ride. And let me tell you, when he ran the pony ride, that's right, baby. Everybody loved the pony ride. Especially the young girls who would come by that he would offer free rides to.
Now who's the creep? Vinny, you're getting a little creepy right now.
This guy met a lot of young people and a lot of women that he would offer free pony rides to. He was a bit of a flirt. One of the kids, her name was Elizabeth Van Meter. She was 22 years old from Tennessee. Now, why do I call her a kid? Well, it's because she had a cognitive disability that gave her the capacity of a 13-year-old.
Well, okay. Well, this guy's a carny, so that's a match made in heaven.
It is
like
a mental match.
Yes.
So she lived semi-independently and was working for the carnival where they were in her town.
Okay.
She befriends the pony guy because he gave her a couple free rides.
Yep.
And she told everybody in her family she met a nice boy and she wants to introduce him all to him. He ran the pony rides.
Are
for
these
the carnival.
actual ponies that we're talking about?
Yes.
They're actually traveling around with ponies?
Yeah, man. This is like, we're talking, this guy's from Virginia. He's from Mendota, Virginia. And this woman is in Tennessee.
This is the worst carnival ride I've ever heard of. It's just an animal that you sit on. That's not a carnival ride.
Yeah. How do you think the animals feel about it? They agree with you.
Yes. It's horrible.
So a caretaker for Elizabeth Van Meter said she didn't hear from her since February 28th. She was reported missing to the police James was mentioned as a friend because she didn't really have a lot of friends. Like, she's friends with the pony guy from the carnival.
Hold on. Have you even told us what size her tits are yet? What's the cup
Flappy
size?
and stupid like her head. When Wright was questioned, he told authorities that he and Van Meter had an argument at his home across state lines in Virginia, and that she had assaulted him, so he made her leave.
Did he pepper her back?
According to the report,
Yeah.
he said he drove her to a hotel at her request and that she was going back to Tennessee. But authorities said there was no one registered under her name at the hotel. Then he ghosts the family, even though he was like talking to the family up to this point.
Okay.
Even though he was sharing their Facebook posts about their missing slow daughter, the cops could never follow up with him after they went to the hotel because he was traveling with the carnival. Nobody knew where he went. He was gone.
Well, someone has to know where the carnival is.
They didn't
It's
go
not like a
chase him.
pop-up.
They didn't chase him.
Okay, I was
but
gonna
we
say,
are talking here.
Someone would know where it was, though.
But this is an 18-day span we're talking about. This
Yeah.
entire situation here. Okay.
Yep.
So he's wanted for questioning about this. They just haven't gotten their hands on him in Tennessee. So around the same week, a 17-year-old girl named Jocelyn Alsup met and started hanging around James after he flirted with her and gave her free pony rides. Her father also worked for the same carnival company.
Wait a second. So this free pony ride thing really does get some chicks, huh?
I'm telling
Should we get
you.
a pony?
That's all you got to do.
I think I might have to.
I got a pony, baby. I got a pony. Come and sit right on it, you dirty. That's a terrible song.
You're a terrible person.
So this is in Marietta, Georgia. She goes missing. Her father reports the girl, she's 17, mind you, missing on March 9th. The police were told about text messages her mother had seen between James and her saying things like, I want to marry you, and promising her more free pony rides.
Oh, that's not how you hit on a 17-year-old girl. Want to marry you? Yuck. This guy's
Please.
game is awful.
These are Southern girls. That's all you got to do is promise them that.
This guy has no game.
Yeah. So now the cops in Georgia are looking for this guy because this girl is missing. So are the cops in Tennessee.
Hold on a second.
But the dude lives in Virginia.
Hold on a second, Vinny.
Yeah.
When do you send the dick pic? Is it before the I want to marry you or is it after the I want to marry you? Like, what's the order of these text messages?
I couldn't tell you, pal.
You're not sure
Couldn't
about that
tell
one?
you.
All right.
I don't know.
Please write into the
I can
show.
only speculate.
The creepoffpod@gmail.com.
That's right. That's right. Could you send all of your dick pics to @whoareThese on Twitter?
I didn't ask for dick pics. I'm looking for the order.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to you talk.
Fair enough.
So they can't find him. He's in Virginia. Now, another girl named Athena Hobson, she's 25 years old, of Johnson City, Tennessee.
Okay.
Now, it's unclear how Wright and Hobson met, but families report that he was paying her to clean his house that he rented. On March 17th, he picked her up to take her to his house to do cleaning. She never went home. Her family was looking for her. They knew she was with James.
Did she get the house clean, though? How's the house looking?
Probably a fucking dump of carny he lived in it, Carl.
Okay.
It's a fucking carny
I mean, she
house.
was hired to do a job, though. I was just curious if she did a good job or
well,
not.
now the cops want to question him about this other girl, Athena Hobson, who's missing.
Sure.
On March 19th, though, my boy, Michael James Wright, fucked up.
Uh-oh.
Because he veered over the center line and collided headfirst with a school bus.
I mean, that's terrible.
I mean, I have the reenactment. I have the audio.
Okay.
His car is fucking a pile of scrap metal, and he had a fucking Silverado.
Oh, wow.
The thing is destroyed. A bunch of kids get thrown around. Drivers hurt. But our dude Wright, he breaks his fucking legs, his ribs. They have to airlift him out of there.
Wow.
So he ends up in a wheelchair in a hospital. And he's posted pictures on Facebook, and people are like, oh, thoughts and prayers, pony guy.
Why is he driving into school buses? Is that ever explained? Was he drunk? Was he high? What's going on?
They never say.
Okay.
So during this time, the family of Athena Hobson is losing their mind trying to find her. And by the way, let's just say he got a 17-year-old girl from Georgia to go with him, a slow-witted girl from Tennessee.
Which is redundant.
And then this is the poster that they put out for her.
Oh, she's cute.
Yep. But my favorite part is if you look about halfway down, it says, Athena hasn't been heard from or seen. She is missing all of her teeth. If you have any information regarding her whereabouts, who puts that on the poster? I mean,
wow. I mean, that is a good way to indicate someone. You don't see a lot of people 25 years old missing all of their teeth. How does that happen?
Yeah. So like, this guy is not exactly getting the pick of the litters, of the litters with the pony ride.
Could be some pretty good blowjobs.
Well,
just saying. You know, girls used to get their tongues pierced. Maybe in some places they get their teeth removed. So
I think she's just
popular.
I think she's just from Tennessee.
I think they get their teeth removed so that they'll be more popular.
They call it Nashville syndrome. Speaking of which, we'll see you in Nashville.
May 14th.
Yeah.
Come check us out live.
So I'm not trying to make fun of this poor girl, but her cousin, Alyssa, reaches out on Facebook, and even her father started posting on this picture of him in the hospital like, hey, have you seen our daughter? She's missing. People say she was with you. This is her dad. He's like blasting the guy's Facebook.
Sure.
The cousin messages him while he's in the hospital, and he says, oh, yeah, I dropped her off at her apartment right before the accident.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And they're like, what? So now he's placing himself with her. Now the cops have reason to go search, and they start trying to scrape through the metal that's left of his trunk, and they found her cell phone.
Oh, okay.
They found Athena's fucking cell phone in his truck. So now they go to his house because now they have probable cause to do that. And when they get to the house, they find two bodies. One of them is not Athena.
Well, yeah.
Well, two out of three.
They can't both be Athena, Vinny.
Well, I'm sorry. They found three. There's three missing girls that are all tied back to this guy. They only find two bodies.
Okay.
So this guy's in the hospital.
And one of them isn't Athena? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
One of them is not Athena. God damn you. God damn my fat tongue.
Yeah, okay.
My fat, slow-witted tongue. So this guy's in the hospital. He's coming through one day. The cops are there. They're like, hey, buddy, we got to talk. And you know what it turns out, Carl? All of this whole thing is just because there's a good explanation for all of it.
Oh, good.
It's just because our boy James Michael Wright is clumsy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we already know he's clumsy. He drove into a school bus. I mean, what a fucking
what a klutz.
What a butterfingers, right?
Yeah, right.
So the first incident, the first girl, Van Meter, Elizabeth Van Meter,
that was the slow
they
girl?
found her body buried in a shallow grave.
That was the slow girl?
The slow girl.
I actually have audio of her after she was given a free pony ride.
Oh, let's hear.
Thank you.
That's her. And he's like, hey, baby, you want to come by my place in Virginia?
Thank you.
They actually, she was still alive when they found her. They asked her, who did this to you? And she said,
how should I know? I'm retarded.
That didn't happen. So he claims she attacked him in an argument, and he accidentally shot her in self-defense.
Okay, that happens.
Yeah, he accidentally shot her in self-defense, then buried her in a shallow grave.
It can't be. Which is it? Is it self-defense or is it an accident? Why? Well, it can't be both, right?
I don't know, officer. You want a free pony? I can get you all free pony rides you want.
How many counts is he able to
get
off of his case?
So the night that he murdered her, he went home after burying her in a shallow grave, and he posted a meme on Facebook that said, I know there's a special place in hell for me. It's called a throne.
What an asshole!
Yeah. Number 2, Jocelyn. The 17-year-old girl, Jocelyn Alslup.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on March 9th, she went missing. One day after she was reported missing from Cobb County, Georgia, he claims that they were fucking in the woods, right?
Okay.
And then he saw an animal, and he was like, I gotta go kill it. And he grabbed his gun, and instead of shooting the animal, he accidentally shot her twice.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who hasn't done that?
It was an accident.
Yeah. Because
I shot her, but it was an accident.
When I'm
I was
in the
hunting.
middle of fucking someone, I also feel like hunting at that time.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Yep. So what he did was, to get her help, was just throw a bunch of logs and shit over her body and just left her there.
Okay.
Now,
a bunch of logs?
Yeah, like he surrounded her body with logs and threw shit on her.
No one will notice this.
Yeah, no one will ever know.
Throw some leaves on top.
He's like, I better get out of town. Now, the third girl, Miss No Teeth, Athena Hobson, police said Wright told him that he accidentally shot Hobson twice in the head.
Oh, jeez, this guy's so clumsy.
He allegedly said they were taking a walk when he tripped and shot her in the head.
Whoops.
Oh, I mean, I tripped and I shot her in the head. And then I got up and, believe it or not, I tripped and I shot her in the head again. And then I was going to take her body to the hospital. I put her in the back of my truck. Got to keep that going for this. I put her body in the back of my truck. And as I was driving her to the emergency room to get her help, the latch just popped open. And she rolled out and her body fell in the river.
It fell in the river from the truck? That makes sense.
Police have not found her body. He is in jail. And ladies and gentlemen, the moral of today's story is very simple. Please know this.
Okay, let's hear
There is no such thing as a free pony ride.
That's a good...
James Michael Wright is my creep this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Very good, Vinny. What a fun...
Sorry.
What a fun story that was.
Yeah.
Full of ponies and little girls and
He's
retards.
either just a cold-blooded murderer or a clumsy guy.
Yeah, he's probably just clumsy.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel that...
Is he wheelchair bound for the rest of his life, or what's going on?
I don't
with
know,
that?
man. He's sitting in prison, and they keep they keep pushing back his trial.
He's definitely sitting in prison.
All
That's
this
true.
shit happened in 2019.
Uh-huh.
So he's still waiting trial. But this thing is, he confessed to all of it. He told them all.
Isn't there like a right to a speedy trial in this country? Why are people sitting around for 3 years waiting for a fucking trial to happen?
Speaking of which, I got an update on somebody.
Uh-oh. Is it Stuttering John suing me?
Our boy Podcast Hitman.
Oh, yeah. What's going on with...
They pushed back another competency hearing.
They did?
May 19th.
Oh, my God. This is dragging on forever.
I mean, she was down in the basement still longer than he's been arrested.
Yeah, not barely, though. Jesus, it's taking forever.
I don't know. Either way, that's what's going on with that. So this whole story is crazy to me. This guy, what's interesting is he was getting some.
Sure.
But he didn't have to murder anybody.
Well, we don't know if any of that's true. I don't believe this guy's story. Do you think he was really banging the 17-year-old? Which probably is illegal in that state also.
It was, by the way. Yeah, she was underage. Completely.
Stupid idiots.
So the fact
what do you know about this? Well, I raped her, and then I killed her, but it was all an accident.
All of, like, this one girl, Athena Hobson, was going to his house to clean, apparently. Like, this is just all... He just murdered people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah. Be careful with those carnies. You ready for some voicemails, Carl?
Yeah, let's hear some voicemails.
The Creep Off voicemail segment is brought to you by the City of Syracuse. A judge has blocked the removal of a Christopher Columbus statue. Top educators in Syracuse wanted the statue removed over Columbus's controversial beliefs that the world is round. See you in Syracuse.
A lot of flat earthers in Syracuse.
May I please take one moment to congratulate the voice of Syracuse, New York.
Oh, yes.
Brian Ball on his wedding last Friday night.
I saw that he got married.
He certainly did.
How was the wedding?
There was something funny happened.
Yeah, what's that?
Okay, so...
Whisper it so Brian doesn't hear you.
I don't want McBride to hear me make fun of him.
Yeah.
But it was a very nice wedding. Everything was great. Food was good. Everything was good. But they always let the bride and the groom go to the buffet first.
Sure. That probably pisses you off.
I was sitting there fuming.
Food's getting cold.
Food's getting cold. But let me tell you something. Not for Brian McBride. Because McBride, I'm telling you, and Brian Ball backed me up on this because we were rolling at least 8 steps on his brand new wife to the buffet. Fucking God, bro. McBride went for it. She was just like, where'd he go? And he had his plate in his hands, and it was like out. Like, I was like, that's something I would do.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Well done.
God bless you, Brian. I hope you're having a wonderful time in Vegas. I assume you're listening to the show.
Everyone listens to this show, Vinny, of course.
Here's a voicemail.
All right.
Oh, why is this doing this?
Hey, Vinny, I'm a kamikaze, but I'm seriously reconsidering that. This dude doesn't do his fucking consequences. And the new fucking Stuttering John book thing on his fucking... Wow, that's it. Listen, he's reviewing the fucking book. I don't think he spun the wheel and got the book. He's doing it before so we can do the audio book and not the written report. He's ruining the sanctity of this fucking show.
Fuck you!
I like to think that There is no sanctity in the show to begin with, sir.
Yeah.
But I do agree with everything he just said.
All right.
Hey, Vinny and Carl or whatever intern is listening to this message here, just listened to the latest episode and thinking maybe you have the one guy rape the other guy, and then when he gets done raping him, the other guy can cut off his penis and eat it. That way they both get what they deserve. I don't know. Seems like a thought.
You should spend less time thinking, sir. That's not a good thing for you to do.
I don't know. Maybe go read something. Don't read.
Let someone else do the thinking.
Now, this one I have to say, I don't know if I agree with this entire message.
Okay.
Yeah, the real creep this week is Carl for showing us producer Chris's face. That guy looks like the type of person who hangs out with unspecified aged women from the age of like 15 to 25 and maybe does some stuff with them. Carl's the creep. Thank you, fuck you, bye.
Thanks a lot, Carl.
This is very disrespectful.
How dare you say that about producer Chris, the nicest man alive?
Come on, producer Chris. All he does is give. That's all he does.
Some guy was messaging me in about somebody for the Scum Parade that I'm not using, and he was just like, I like producer Chris. I was hoping that producer Chris was like, first off, producer Chris doesn't do the creep off. Producer Chris doesn't listen to the creep off because it's too harsh for him.
Is it really?
Yeah, he's told me a bunch of times, like, I can't listen to that, man. It bums me out.
Yeah, it's a bummer sometimes, I'll be honest.
I get it. I'm not mad at him. I still love the guy, but he's the nicest human being ever.
He's a very nice guy.
And
he'll be in Nashville.
Yeah, he will be in Nashville.
Are you driving to Nashville, Vinny?
I haven't decided. I'm probably going to fly.
Okay.
I have no reason to hang out a week.
I think Chris is driving, which is
God.
crazy. It's so far.
I've driven to Nashville in a day before.
Have you?
Many times, actually.
Many times?
Yeah, I've driven to Birmingham, Alabama in a day, dude.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you have to go to Alabama all the time. God, that's a hike.
I got to tell you, man, speaking of Alabama, that is the perfect segment into this week's Scum Parade, because we're going to be very heavy in Alabama. Do you have any more voicemails?
I have nothing else.
All right, moving along, buddy.
Let's
do the Scum Parade.
Watch out for the Scum Parade. Oh no, it's the Scum Parade. Look out for the Scum Parade. Making Vinny's day.
Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're starting off in Alabama. An Alabama man is behind bars after he allegedly raped a 19-year-old interviewing him for a job at a tanning salon.
Did he get the job? Do we know? Do we know if he was hired or not?
Shamik Dunn, 26 years old, is awaiting his first court appearance on charges of first-degree rape and first-degree kidnapping. According to the inmate records maintained by the county officers from the Trustville Police Department. I've been to Trustville, Alabama. Fucking
Humble
shithole.
brag, wow.
What a shithole. They arrested Dunn after responding to a call on Friday that came from an employee at Palm Beach Tans. A young woman told officers that she had been considering Dunn for a position at the company when he decided to consider her for a position of sex.
He had a couple of positions in mind for her.
He suddenly attacked her during the interview. According to Dunn, Dunn fled the scene, and the alleged victim covered in cuts and bruises. Reports that the police arrived at the scene shortly after noon on Friday to speak with the victim and gather details about the case. They were looking for the fugitive, and they picked him up at his residence because Shamik Dunn put his real name and address on the job application.
Are they surprised by that? I mean, it's not like the guy was planning on sexually assaulting the person who was interviewing him. It's not, you know what I mean? He was actually applying for a job, and he was just like, wow, this chick needs to get raped. I don't think it was like pre-planned, right?
I mean, honest to God, here's what happened. You ready?
Yeah, what happened?
She was like, so, can you tell me about your qualifications?
Yeah.
And he's like, qualifications? I'll show you qualifications. And he just fucking went for it.
That's not a good segue, I don't think.
I think that's what he did.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
How much experience do you have? Oh, I have a lot of experience. I can prove it. I'm very experienced. Also, I think it's interesting that they were going to hire a black man for a tanning salon. Is that just to get people to be like walking in there like, holy shit, this thing works. Wow.
It's Alabama, Carl.
I've never seen a black person working at a tanning salon before.
That is a good point.
It's
That is a
been
good
on.
point.
And listen, I'm not here to victim blame. Obviously, I never do that. But should a 19-year-old girl be in charge of hiring? Is that a little weird?
That just random people coming off the street to come talk to the random. I mean, you want to think that anybody of any age can manage a tanning salon
Maybe.
of all fucking things.
Maybe. I don't
What
know.
do you need to know how to do? Cash people out and use a squeegee?
And not get
Fucking
raped? That'd be one of the qualifications.
I'm sure that the people who own the tanning salon assumed her parents taught her that.
Fair enough.
All right, let's
All right.
go to Florida, shall we?
Yes.
And we'll head back to Bama in a minute. A Florida Burger King employee was arrested Thursday. Carl, did you hear about this?
I did.
Did you hear about this one, Carl?
Did you see this? Yeah, true story. True story.
After she allegedly fired her gun at a customer after a dispute at the drive-thru window.
All right, so this is what happened. Fast food workers demanded more money. We need $15 an hour. And everyone's like, yeah, let's give these people more money. And now they can all afford guns. Great job, everyone. Can we go back to $7.15?
A couple weeks ago, you were going, we should be able to shoot at McDonald's employees.
Correct. And they shoot
and
back
now
now.
Burger King employees are shooting back.
Yes.
What the fuck is this world coming to? So, Shantasia Monique Hicks, 30, has been charged with discharging a firearm in public. A witness told police that he saw Hicks and a man in a vehicle at the drive-thru engage in a verbal dispute that ended with the man who drove away from the window and parked, I guess kind of by the restaurant.
Okay.
Hicks went outside, retrieved a gun from her car, and fired 5 shots at the customer's vehicle as he drove away. Hicks then got into her car and fled the scene. Police said they later found Hicks' car abandoned near her home. Investigators found a handgun on the floorboard of the car and 5 shell casings in the Burger King parking lot. Investigators have not found the man who was shot at and don't know if he was wounded. So, Hicks claims that the customer either squirted or threw mayonnaise at her face before the dispute turned to gunfire.
Look, I've seen on the internet plenty of women covered in mayonnaise-like substances, and they seem happy about it. I don't know why this woman got so upset.
I mean, have it your way. That's the fucking name of the place. It's their theme.
Did you see that her cousin thinks that this was an appropriate response?
Her cousin said, quote, oh, don't worry, I have it highlighted real big here.
This is the best.
This is the greatest. Listen, family is ride or die, man.
Yep.
Family is
You
ride
gonna
or
throw
die.
a mayonnaise packet at me? I will murder you.
Her cousin said, quote, she was protecting herself.
Yep.
The woman said, I don't blame her. Everybody else might, but I don't.
When you chase someone with a gun in your hand, you are no longer protecting yourself.
Yeah, another customer at the fast food restaurant told that the man had been making faces at Hicks from that parking spot. And
whatever, who cares?
when he pulled her, and it just set her off. So she wasn't really protecting herself. This guy, like, fucking was like, man, fuck you. He threw a mayonnaise packet back at her, and she just fucking went and got her gun.
He texted her an emoji of like the sticking the tongue out at her. Oh, this guy's really getting to me, man.
Oh, he's burning my biscuits.
I love that the manager of the Burger King says that she no longer works at that Burger King.
No shit, Sherlock! No shit!
I think it'd be funny if she pulled a Costanza and just showed up like the next morning just for her shift. Like, hey, I don't know what's going on. What do you mean? Everything's
gun?
fine.
Oh,
I still work here.
yeah, I had a. Oh, yesterday?
Oh, yesterday I had a bad day. What are you going to do?
The attempted murder yesterday?
What are you going to do?
Remember, it was attempted, and we all have bad days.
We honestly don't know because they can't find the guy that she was shooting at. So,
Well, there is a statement from Burger King.
oh, okay, good.
She no longer works here.
No shit, Sherlock!
That's the least you could do is fire someone who shoots at the customer.
Yeah,
It's the least
thank
could
you,
do.
Burger King. You malevolent king. Thank you.
Wonder what kind of severance package she got. What kind of golden parachute she gets from that job.
Fuck it, they threw those shitty chicken nuggets at her.
You're not a fan of the Burger King
I'm
nuggets?
not a fan of Burger King, really.
What? Really?
They're all right. The burgers are better than anything else they
burgers are
have.
good.
The burgers are
though.
good. Everything else sucks.
I'm just
Breakfast
saying
at
that-
Burger King could suck my dick. I'm saying
just
it
saying
right
that
now.
burgers are good because there are no In-N-Out burgers where we live. So this is what we have, people. We got Wendy's. We got Burger King. What are you going to do?
Remind me later. I know a place.
What?
I got a place.
All right.
You ever tried the Smash Burger?
Let's keep that on the DL. I don't
You
want
ever try the Smash
I don't want
Burger,
everyone to
son?
find out about this.
Smash Burger.
Where's Smash Burger? Don't they have one in the casino?
I don't know.
Oh.
All I know is they bring shit to my house. An Alabama man is behind bars after he allegedly raped. Oh, I already did that story. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I really fucked this up. Mobile, Alabama. Sorry, folks. 34-year-old Amanda Malpas was mostly quiet on her way to jail Thursday. Mobile County Sheriff's investigators say Malpas was an avid drug user while she was pregnant with the little girl, and that drug use killed the baby.
Really?
Yeah. You see, what happened was she was at home.
Yeah.
She was very pregnant.
Yeah.
And she started feeling the baby kicking, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's like, oh no, I think I'm about to be a mother.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes the nerves of that get to you, you know?
Well, I can imagine it's pretty scary. It's very painful from what I hear.
Yeah, having a baby is no joke, Carl.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
A lot of times, women who go into labor, they want some type of like pain reliever.
Right.
Because it is so painful.
Right. So what this woman did was she tied off her arm.
Yeah.
And just injected a giant dose of heroin into it.
There you go. That sounds pretty logical, right? Like, that's a pretty good pain reliever.
Yeah, so obviously you go right to sleep, and maybe when you wake up, you're a mom. Not this case, kids. That baby came out and was struggling to breathe and unfortunately did not make it.
See, they sensationalize the fact that she shot up right before labor, but that's not what killed the baby, right? I mean, we can all agree on that.
It doesn't help.
So, no, I'm not saying it helps, but you're not going to kill a baby by shooting heroin as you're giving labor. The kid's
It's chemical endangerment of a child.
The kid's getting out of there at that point.
Yeah, well, the kid's on one more turn chasing the dragon with old mom.
Yeah.
Before being brought into the world to die. Fucking awful.
Well, honestly, she did society a favor. Can we agree on that? This kid wasn't going to turn out well.
I don't know. Like orphans and shit, they end up doing some pretty interesting stuff.
Oh, yeah? The ones where their moms were doing meth and heroin the entire time that they were pregnant with them? Those are the kids that really turned out well, huh?
I can only
the
assume...
next Elon Musk? Is that what
I
you're
was
saying?
about to say that Elon Musk's mom was fucking just doing rails during his birth.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think that's how that works.
Either way.
She was charged with murder. How does that work?
Because she was endangering the child with the chemicals.
She was getting high.
On heroin.
She didn't even want to share the drugs. I would be
Do
willing
you
to
know
bet.
what an umbilical
She wanted the
cord
drugs for
is?
her.
Do you know what an umbilical
Yes.
cord is and how it works?
Yes, I'm very familiar with that, but you can charge a mom for murder because she's a drug addict?
Well, let me ask you a question. If
Yeah.
you were to stick a baby in the arm with the same dose of heroin.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I got a cup of coffee. I'm going to go in there and throw it in your face. You spitting asshole.
That's crazy to me. You can charge her
You think
with
it's
murder.
funny and you laughing? Don't fucking laugh again.
Okay. Carl.
Yes.
The heroin affects the baby.
Not good for the baby, right?
And heroin slows down your heart and kills people all the time.
Yeah, also they say tuna fish is bad too when you're pregnant.
Oh.
There's a lot of things you shouldn't do when you're
Because the
pregnant.
mom gets gassy. Just fucking stinks. All right. Either way, dead baby. Fucking shot up with heroin. She's a creep. Fuck her. Let's talk about a real victim here.
Okay.
Bill Howard. Guy's
Bill
79
Howard,
years old.
Poor guy.
79-year-old man.
Could this be more of a tragic fucking story? It's insane.
Yeah, it's not good. Actually, you know what? I need to go back and comment on the last story.
Oh, okay.
This is what the cop said to the mother.
You think you could get away with that without having legal ramifications? You're out of your fucking mind.
There it is. Thank you.
Very good, Officer Menendez.
You, my friend, have committed a crime.
Bill Howard, 79, was found with serious head injuries and multiple stab wounds at his home in Accrington, Lancashire on August 28th of last year.
This is in the UK?
This is in the UK.
Okay.
The pensioner was pronounced dead at the scene and had been subjected to a sustained attack, including being covered in an accelerant. John Swanick, 59, was later captured on a closed-circuit TV buying liter bottles of vodka and cider from a supermarket using Mr. Howard's bank card and PIN number.
Vodka and cider, huh? I've never tried that before. That sounds pretty good.
That's called the British How Do You Do.
Oh, I'll have a British How Do You Do.
The career criminal then asked an unsuspecting pawnbroker for the best price on a wedding ring he had stolen after killing Mr. Howard.
Alcohol is bad. You shouldn't drink alcohol.
He was doing a little bit more than alcohol, Carl. He has now been jailed for 30 years after pleading guilty to murder, theft, and fraud. The court heard that Mr. Howard was last seen alive when he stood outside of his home on August 24th. Later the same day, Swanick was captured on CCTV leaving the person's house or the property with a black bin and a bag and a walking stick. Mr. Howard's brother contacted police regarding his welfare after he allegedly failed to show up for a pint at their local pub 4 days later.
By the way, that's the same way that John will be discovered in his apartment when he fails to show up for a pint.
Fuck. You think he's going to leave it all to the Pickwick pub?
Do you think, how many days has to go by before they do a welfare check? 1? Where's John today? Call the police.
It's 4:30. He should be here by now.
Yeah, right. Not even a day goes by, just a half an hour.
God, he sucks. All right. He blocked me on Twitter.
Aw.
I used to be able to just message John all the time.
I know, you guys
Now
were
I
trying to
can't.
set things up.
I assume it's your fault because you put my name in the description of that YouTube video that I'm sure you watched.
That's right. But
I know him.
Honestly, can we get him out to the roast, though?
There's somebody who's supposedly working on it.
Okay. Good.
I don't think it's going to work, but
Awesome.
either way,
That'd be awesome. Could you imagine if somebody tried to showed up to our roast?
It just murdered us all.
Well, no, I don't think that would happen. I think
He'd
everyone would
finally be relevant again.
Everyone would just clown him the entire time. It'd be great. I mean, no, he would get the last laugh. Johnny should definitely do it.
September 17th. Tickets will be on sale soon.
Good.
All right. So the cops show up. They find the body, and boy, that body was fucked up. It had been reportedly stabbed and beaten. He also had what appeared to be like vodka poured all over him. The guy was threatening apparently to fucking set him on fire. And he had suffered puncture wounds to his eyelids.
Yeah, he was obviously trying to become an ophthalmologist.
Well, he was torturing
trying
this
to give
man.
him 20/20 vision.
And
with a fork. Usually they use lasers for this. Yeah, I know. It's a little old-fashioned, but it'll get the job done.
Yeah, first let me pry those eyelids open with this steak knife. This fucking guy tortured this man to get his PIN code.
Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't give him his PIN.
They
What a-
said
what
that
a
the
dick.
flat smelled of cleaning products and fly spray. Detectives believe the victim had refused to give the killer his PIN number and was tortured, suffering defensive injuries to his arms and hands consistent with trying to fend off the killer. He bled to death, and one of the puncture wounds penetrated his heart.
Yeah, that's bad for you.
Mr. Swanik was using Mr. Howard's bank card by 6 p.m. that night to buy vodka and groceries, spending 150 quid before the card was declined 2 days later. The murder investigation also revealed that in the days and weeks leading up to the murder, Swanik had stolen bank cards from other pensioners he had befriended in the same neighborhood. He used the bank card of another elderly man who was housebound to steal 2,360 quid and drugged a disabled man before stealing his wallet and withdrawing $350 from a nearby ATM. Swanik used the cash to feed his crack cocaine habit, the court heard. He was already a convicted killer, having beaten to death his best friend in 1993 when he asked to help pay for a holiday, for a vacation they took.
Can I make a statement right now?
Yeah.
Because there's people listening and they need to hear this.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs.
Agreed. So the court heard that he had a string of convictions for armed robbery, and he was given a life sentence in prison in 2004.
Okay. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
He should have been in prison still.
No, they paroled him
Oh, okay.
after 5 years.
Alcohol is bad. You shouldn't drink alcohol.
He's been sentenced now for a minimum of 30 years. Isn't that great?
Drugs
Why?
are bad.
Why? Why is he only getting 30 years?
Well, I think because he's 59 years old, that's probably he'll probably be in prison the rest of his life, right?
I guess. Fucking asshole.
I hope he can score some crack in prison, or else people are going to get fucked up. He gets real ornery when he can't get his crack.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess
Drugs are bad.
the lesson here again: don't
Drugs
do
are
drugs.
bad.
There's no such thing as a free pony ride.
Yep.
Did we learn anything else today, Carl? Is this a fun way to sum it up?
I wouldn't get eye surgery at home. All right. Also, if you're giving birth at home, heroin, good pain reliever. Yep.
It works a
Takes
lot
the edge
better than
off.
like those Advil liquid gels.
Oh, way better than those stupid things.
Correct.
It takes so long to kick in.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is this week's edition of The Creep Off. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, we are here for you every Monday. And make sure you
speaking of
subscribe
which-
and leave a review.
Yeah,
Yes.
speaking of which, so now we're live on Rumble.
We are live on Rumble. Today is a fun experiment.
So do you think we're going to do this again? We're going to go back to being streaming live on Mondays at noon?
Possibly. This seems to work out okay.
Okay. Cool.
Everybody seems to be happy. They're yelling at us in the fucking Rumble rants. That's what they call it over there.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What are they ranting about on Rumble?
Carl's dumb, Vinny's ugly. Same old, same old.
So they are paying very close attention. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So hopefully this was a smooth show for everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Again, you can email us to creepoffpod@gmail.com, and our voicemail number is 585-371-8108. Listen, subscribe, rate, and review. And until next time, remember, it's nice to be important.
It's more important to be nice.
Gagia.
Whoa, you got butt slammed.
Drugs are bad.
Oh no!
Alcohol is bad.
It's a trap! May your enemies be cursed in your podcast adventures.
Ciao, Bella.